This is LAPD flying over my apartment again, and it's currently 1:14 p.m. And again, deliberately engaging in what is demonic. Let me be clear. First of all, it's sensational activity. In the same way that demons are not capable of being heard in a helicopter that is at a great distance, as I captured during the work week while Maria Solis Alvarez is being documented as a terrorist in the workplace. It's the same demonic activity when the apartment is being shaken while you're flying over the apartment. But I want to be clear with regard to prosecuting in federal court, it is either or. It's both. It's an admission that you're hovering over the top of the apartment such that it's vibrating the apartment, and it's also speaking to what is demonic as that sensational activity is experienced by the target individual where the sun is rising and setting at the same apartment. It is currently 1:15 p.m. That's the entity that's engaging in repetition of that which you expose. This is the same demon that you saw flying in a circle, the same demon-possessed agency, flying in a circle in helicopter right here, and then disappearing, flying beneath so that you can't see them on video, not going anywhere. That's the same agency. It's 1:15 p.m. This is P.O.C. All of the people of the state, this entire population is going to be prosecuted. While I'm documenting stalking in helicopters in the specific environment, I am documenting all of the entity at the same time. And they will all be prosecuted for the terrorism that they are jointly engaging in with that state. Okay, that's acting via a corrupt law enforcement agency. In addition to that, all 59 units that are at third-party facility in Venue Alvarado Gardens in particular are going to federal prison. Okay, and it is again 1:16 p.m. and you don't want to start. The entity is engaging in what is the same heavily documented group stalking in helicopter as I document on May 21st. This is the date that they're group stalking. 10:42 in the morning, they're flying at a great distance away from my office, and the entity is flying in a circle, just like you saw them flying in a circle as I captured earlier this morning. Again, when I'm not capturing video, I'm taking screenshots, and those demons are engaging in this is the cowardice of the demon-possessed and corrupt entity. The people of the state are going to be prosecuted for that malice. They're maliciously acting with, this is what I'm documenting day in and day out, okay? This is the 22nd. This is the 23rd. All right, this is the 21st. Today is, again, the 25th. The entity is group stalking on an ongoing basis, but I'm just showing you this is the ongoing pattern I've already established. The LAPD is engaged in terrorism, and they are stalking me in a helicopter, and they are repeatedly doing so. I mean, it's not just one helicopter, it's multiple helicopters, by the way. And in addition to that, you know that they're stalking me because they're also flying directly over my office. And they're also stalking me because with simultaneity to what I happen to be documenting about the entity that engages in group stalking in helicopter, with simultaneity to that documentation, which is also verified through the timestamps and literally the timestamps of my documentation as I publish it, as I create it. They engage in this terrorism using helicopters. So I want to be clear, it's 1:17 p.m. I'm going to upload, again, as I continuously document, this is evidence going against the entire entity, all of them that are living in relevant position, okay? And they're doing so in a specific environment where the sun is not going to be present, like you see evidence of right now, engineered light over the property at 1:17 p.m., as though the sun is going to be over this property while it's remaining over the Ovid Family Community Library from 8 o'clock in the morning on video documentation until after 6:39 p.m. in a position where I'm looking at the light source, and you're looking at what is a demon-possessed and corrupt law enforcement agency stalking in helicopters, okay? There's no sun that's ever going to be over Alvarado Gardens. All right, and there's also not going to be a sun that's directly over my apartment. That's the pattern of conduct, where the entity is indeed group stalking in a helicopter, okay? This is the P.O.C. This is exactly what is the demonic system of the ongoing stalking conduct, which is of a cooperative nature. Group stalking in a specific crossing path at 1826 Lobdale is criminal activity, and that's going against all of the entities that are in the specific environment. This is the P.O.C. All right, and this is where the entity is flying over and vibrating the apartment building. This is where the entity is engaged in 24/7, and all of this population is covered in the evidence. This is the same hillside where you're looking at the entity flying for 47 minutes, and this engineer light still over this hillside, as though the sun is going to be in a position 6 hours from now to aim any sunlight on this same hillside. This is the same hillside where I've documented the sunrise, and that's why this entire population, you're talking about what is permeating their lives and federally prosecuting, and they will all be published on a list maintained by the Department of Justice. This community engaging in what is state terrorism in concert with that agency, that is LAPD, heavily documented group stalking. Okay, in addition, 2 hours ago, you saw the demon, Sean Jung, walking as the light source was directly over him. That was 11 o'clock in the morning. This is the same position. Okay, this is the same exact position. So I want you to understand you see my shadow right here on the ground? My shadow is down here on the ground. so that you can see that that's speaking to, again, that's the same shadow activity that Jong Kim created while he was pacing in front of my apartment. My ability to point my hand out and show you this is exactly where the light source is, and it's in the same position that it was when you saw demonic pacing by a demon-possessed group stalker. That's a sex offender, group stalking by exactly what they're all doing. Okay, driving on Lobdell is called crossing path. Driving on Avalon and Effie is called crossing path. Living on Lobdell is called group stalking, living in the path, while the entity maintains a light source where you live. Okay, that's grounds of what is prosecution as a whole community, because they're all covered in the engineer light. There's no sun that's going to be over the Family Community Library at 215 East C Street in Ontario and remaining literally in the same position 2 hours than it was you saw at 11 o'clock. This is the same position where you're looking at the sunrise at 6:45 in the morning. That's the federal prosecution of the people of the state at 1826 Lobdell Place in Los Angeles, California, 90026. All right, it is currently 1:20 p.m. This is P.O.C.